BiomedRx Optimum Woman is the only woman's high-potency full-spectrum multiple vitamin supplement to contain 56 nutrients, including those most important for today's woman, such as calcium for bone health, iron for healthy red blood cells, beta-carotene, biotin for nail and hair health, gamma-linoleic acid from evening primrose oil, octosanol, grapeseed extract, a potent antioxidant important for maintaining capillary strength, and vegetarian digestive enzymes. Visit www.biomedrxsupplements.com.
Gold label quality BiomedRx CBD oil is made from organic hemp that is locally grown, glyphosate-free, gluten-free, non-GMO, homogenized, third-party tested, and CO2 extracted. Visit www.biomedrxcbd.com.
Hi, this is Devin Lockett, the president of Job Site Route. As the son of a general contractor, I know how difficult it can be to get good food on the job site. And letting your construction workers leave the job site to buy lunch just takes valuable time away from them being on the site. I've developed an app and a program that will bring a steady stream of food trucks to your job sites every month for the low price of only $100 per month per site. That comes up to about $3 per day to have a steady stream of food trucks coming to your job sites all day, every working day. You can also contact the food trucks ahead of time and pre-order your food from the menu on our app. This saves valuable time for your construction workers and for you. It also sends a variety of delicious food served on Southern California food trucks to your job sites all day. When you think about it, it only makes sense to join the Job Site Route Network.
Good morning, everyone. How are you? Thank you for watching. Isn't it a beautiful cloudy day outside, right? It feels really good. Very happy to be here talking to you this morning, and I got some things I want to talk about. You guys know that I do neurofeedback, audiovisual brain entrainment, hypnotherapy, cranial electrotherapy stimulation, magnetic brain therapy. I do a lot of things that have to do with the mind, but the core therapy that I perform at my clinic at the BiomedRx Health Center is neurofeedback. Neurofeedback is EEG. You gotta excuse me, I got my little friend here. Say hi. That's right. That's right. Good morning. Yeah. This is Neon, the newest member of the family. Hi, Neon. Isn't he beautiful? Anyway, in performing neurofeedback, right, I help people with various conditions that deal with the brain, the mind, and the emotions, right? Because people who are in need of neurofeedback services most of the time are suffering anxiety, stress, depression, right? Your garden variety, insomnia, right? And because it happens, I'm training the brain. The brain is inside the head. Well, the head contains everything. The head contains the brain, the head contains the mind, the head contains the emotions, and the head contains your character, your personality. And it's kind of hard to deal with one without dealing with all of the above, without dealing with all of the others. And I say all that to say that one of the unique challenges of working in the mental health field but not being a certified talk therapist is that I have to deal with people who are in need of talk therapy and maybe in need of a little bit more than talk therapy. Maybe they're in need of a little bit of bluntness and truth, maybe a little bit of maturity and a little bit of alteration of the character, or a little bit of character development. All right. Now I'm gonna talk about all of that. Okay. When we perform neurofeedback, EEG biofeedback, we place leads on the scalp, and we are training the brain to be more efficient, to work more efficiently. You're watching a movie or playing a video game, and in the moments in time where we detect undesirable brainwave activity, the movie is made temporarily blurry, right? The screen is made blurry. Now, your mind is going to do whatever it has to do. Your brain is going to have to do whatever it has to do to keep the screen clear. Just like if you were in a room reading and someone were to come in and adjust the lights, right? Turn the lights on and off, or turn the lights up and down. You will find that you have your pupils will dilate and constrict. You don't tell your eyes to adjust to the light. The brain does involuntarily. Well, the brain will also involuntarily tell the pyramidal neurons of the neocortex that are directly beneath where the probes are on your scalp, to respond, the entire brain to respond with the calmness necessary, the lack of cortical arousal, the attenuation of cortical arousal necessary in order to keep the screen clear. And in this process, we are training the brain to work more efficiently. We can get rid of a lot of dysregulation. Dysregulation are patterns or knots, I guess you can say. People literally do work on your nerves, because your nerves are neurons. Neurons are your nerves, and the brain is made of neurons, as well as the entire nervous system is made of neurons. And in the course of life, while we experience intense emotion, we tend to accumulate dysregulatory patterns in different areas of the brain. Now, because of the way we process emotions normally, many of us tend to accumulate dysregulation in the back of the head, toward the parietal lobe and the occipital lobe. But those of us who experience combat or in a war theater, we experience a state of hypervigilance, and therefore we develop dysregulatory patterns in the frontal lobe, It's like a unique diamond pattern that seems to occur frequently in people who have been to war, who have that particular level of PTSD. The overaccumulation of this dysregulation is PTSD. Now, why am I saying all of this? Okay, the process of neurofeedback is bound to work out the dysregulation of the neocortex. This is the brain that we're talking about. This is the area called the brain, the physical neocortex, that wrinkly part of the outside of your brain, right? Okay. This can, the dysregulation that accumulates in your neocortex can definitely be worked out with neurofeedback. All right. That's the physical suffering. That is the physical suffering. When someone says, I have stress and anxiety and all the rest of this, that's the physical suffering. Okay. And that we have an expression in neurofeedback, shift happens. That is going to happen whether you like it or not. All you have to do is hook yourself up and watch the screen or listen to the audio over a period of time, and a shift will occur. You cannot stop that from happening. Okay? Now, the mind. When someone has repressed memories or repressed emotions, or what we call junk or issues, if someone has issues for which talk therapy might be beneficial, then we're dealing with the mind. Now, quite often, a person who's suffering from addiction is going to have emotional issues in addition to the dysregulation, the physical dysregulation. They may have skeletons in the closet. They may have unresolved trauma. They may have memories that they didn't process. Scientologists call these engrams, okay? Yeah, we have a therapy for that too. That's called alpha theta neurofeedback. With alpha theta neurofeedback, we are bringing to the conscious mind that which is in the subconscious mind. And not necessarily as in the form of direct memories, so much as in the form of energetically. We are able to release the energy associated with traumatic memories that may be stored in the subconscious by having the brain operate with the reward frequency of alpha, which is 10 hertz, and theta, which is 7 hertz. Now, of course, these exact frequencies can be adjusted, but they really shouldn't be adjusted for the clients. And by being in alpha and in theta simultaneously, what you are doing is you are bringing whatever emotional garbage or the energy attached to emotional garbage to the surface. And so therefore, things that used to be more difficult to talk about without feeling some sort of emotional, discomfort, suddenly become easier to talk about because you have let the energy out of the back door. That is the mind. Now, we've talked about the brain and we've talked about the mind. Okay? Now, we also talked about emotions because we're talking about repressed emotions, and we're talking about a person suffering from anxiety and stress and panic, which is an emotion as well. Okay? Now, let's talk about character, because this is unfortunately a reality that I have to deal with when owning a brain shop, because it's all inside the head. Okay? Physical dysregulation of the brain, emotional disturbance, if you will, of past trauma and memories or whatever you have to deal with in your past. But your character is also there. Your personality is also there. The person who you are is also there. And I am not certified to perform talk therapy. But when you're dealing with a person who has issues with the brain and has issues with the mind, it is very frequent, very common that person also has issues with the character. And I don't even know if talk therapy addresses character, because character is actually a philosophical issue. Now,
even superheroes and
if you come
supermodels
to
need a
me
daily
as a
dose of
layperson
nutrients
and ask me
to
for
help
my
make life
personal
more
advice on
super.
how I can help you with
BiomedRx
character
Supplements
issues,
is
of
making
course
it
I
easy
can,
to get exactly
because I'm a
what
very
you need.
blunt person.
From kids to seniors,
But I'm
they've
not
got
acting
something
in a
for
professional
everyone.
capacity when I'm doing that.
Pretty cool,
and
right?
I don't want to be held liable in a professional capacity
Check
for
out their products at
giving you advice that you may reject.
BiomedRxSupplements.com.
But I am still. Wow, I just talked all the way through that commercial. For giving you advice that you may reject, right? But nevertheless, the advice is still here. Okay, the advice is still here. And so that's what I'm talking about this morning. I'm talking about character. Okay, sorry about that part where I didn't see that I was talking during a commercial. Let me make my screen bigger so I can kind of observe what's happening to myself, or at least bring it closer to my face. Some people who suffer from anxiety or stress or depression, are in love with their suffering. They're in love with their condition. They're in love with their ailment. They're mostly in love with the incurability of their condition. Okay? Because they've identified themselves as being so incurably anxious, so incurably stressed, so incurably depressed, so incurably this and so incurably that they've identified themselves as that suffering person to every single human being in their life with whom they interact. Everybody knows them as the suffering person. That's their identity. Their suffering is uncomfortable, obviously, because they wouldn't be coming to me if their suffering was not uncomfortable, right? But it is familiar. It is familiar, and they don't want to let go of the familiar. All right? So, fear starts to set in. Fear of the unknown. Fear of who the hell will you be if you're no longer suffering? If you don't have your misery, who are you going to be without your misery? Who are you going to be as a happy person? Who are you going to be as a whole person? A lot of people don't think about that. So when they get close to the inevitable shift that comes from repetitive neurofeedback, then they start to get scared because they know that they can't stop these permanent changes from taking place. And therefore, they can no longer identify themselves as the incurable sufferer of this specific type of anxiety, stress, depression cocktail that they have that is so incurable. So it makes it impossible for me not to broach the subject of character. Because if I'm offering someone help and they are insisting on continuing the suffering, what they're really trying to do is, in the end, declare the therapies that I offer a failure. And this is simply not true. It is impossible to do that. You can go to a talk therapist and bullshit your way through every session and never talk about anything that's significant to you, and turn around after 14 years of that and say it wasn't effective. But you can't say that with neurofeedback. And you can't say that with hypnotherapy either. So those of us, those of you who are in love with your ailment, you need a dose of character. You need to understand that, first of all, every moment in life is not supposed to be comfortable. Some moments in life are supposed to be uncomfortable. You're supposed to, as you become an adult, internalize delayed gratification and understanding of delayed gratification. You have to understand that in order for me to be the kind of person I would like to be in the future, then I need to suffer now. I need to put myself through a certain amount of discomfort now in order for me to be a better person. Be that going to school to finish a degree, be that going to the gym to get yourself in shape, be that going through the discipline of neurofeedback sessions until you can actually provoke a shift. I can't make that any easier for you. I can't change that for you. And unfortunately, I'm not qualified as a talk therapist to tell you what's wrong with you in that respect. But it is impossible working in the brain, working on the head, which contains the brain, the mind, the personality, and the character of the person. It is impossible for me not to address all four of those because they are all inseparably intertwined and connected to each other. Now, ultimately, what you're dealing with is a person who has a problem with the development of character. Now, we normally call that growing pains. Okay? I'm gonna give you an example. No, I can't give you any examples because I can't risk patient confidentiality, client confidentiality, and it would be too easy to figure out who I'm talking about just simply by the description. But yeah, it's kind of hard not to honestly and truthfully broach character, right? When you're trying to help a person deal with mental or physical or emotional distress. And that's my message for today, okay? I can help your brain. I can help your emotions. I can help your mind. But only you can help your character. Only you. All right? So, that's my food for thought. That's my little thing for today. And I hope you guys enjoy it. That's my message for today. That's what's in my heart to share with you before I head off to work. And as you can see, it's a nice cloudy day here in Southern California, and I'm loving it. I hope we actually get some rain today. But thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I wish everyone health and happiness. I want you to stay kind because kind is the new sexy. I want you to stay blessed, right? And I want you to stay healthy. I'm going to be going live again from the office later on today. But just remember, character is within your hands to adjust. And honestly, I can help you, right? But when it comes to character, we're getting really close to the belief systems that are most intimate to human beings. So if I introduce you to the philosophy of rational objectivism and it doesn't agree with certain religious beliefs that you were raised to have, then you may reject it and reject me for having done that. Like I said, I'm not certified in talk therapy, right? I'm not licensed in talk therapy, and talk therapy is not what I do. But I can, as one person to another, make recommendations, and rational objectivism is what I would recommend for someone in the beginning stages of developing their character. Yeah, I mean, learn to think for yourself and grow. But like I said, I've been in this situation many times before. I've not every client, but many clients that I have come across not only have brain issues and mind issues and emotional issues, but they're all based on a character issue. That's all. They're all based on a character issue. And the thing about it is, that's good news. To find out that you have character defects is actually good news, because that's something that you can fix, right? If you find out that you've got an inordinate amount of neocortical dysregulation, then that's something that I can fix, right? And if your belief systems are not favorable to your desired outcomes in life, a hypnotherapist can help you with that. And if you need talk therapy, right, to deal with the past, a psychotherapist can help you with that. If you're trying to be in the present, that's called mindfulness, which is another study in and of itself. And if you have to sit and plan out your future, because if you're not goal-oriented, then you are simply not mentally healthy and emotionally healthy. You should be goal-oriented, right? You should have some ambition towards something. Then that is called logotherapy. And that is the realm of the life coach, right? So, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a psychotherapist. I can help you get in the moment with therapies that we perform, but I'm not a mind.
Gold label quality BiomedRx CBD oil is made from organic hemp that is locally grown, glyphosate-free, gluten-free, non-GMO, homogenized, third-party tested, and CO2 extracted. Visit www.biomedrxcbd.com.
Emotions and character or personality. Right? There I go, talking through commercials. Well, before I embarrass myself anymore, because I'm not looking at my screen, I'm so intensely talking about this subject. Let me get out of here. I really appreciate you guys being here. And I'm going to head on into the office. As you can see, the sun is coming up behind me, and I've got to do some things. Probably grab a little breakfast, some nice tuna salad or something on the way to work. But I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Remember that I love you. Stay kind, because kind is the new sexy. Stay blessed and stay healthy. Take care. Peace. Bye-bye now.
Gold label quality BiomedRx CBD oil is made from organic hemp that is locally grown, glyphosate-free, gluten-free, non-GMO, homogenized, third-party tested, and CO2 extracted. Visit www.biomedrxcbd.com.
BiomedRx Optimum Woman is the only woman's high-potency full-spectrum multiple vitamin supplement to contain 56 nutrients, including those most important for today's woman, such as calcium for bone health, iron for healthy red blood cells, beta-carotene, biotin for nail and hair health, gamma-linoleic acid from evening primrose oil, octosanol, grapeseed extract, a potent antioxidant important for maintaining capillary strength, and vegetarian digestive enzymes. Visit www.biomedrxsupplements.com.